Warning: the following stream contains flashing effects which may trigger discomfort or seizures for those with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to RPG Capper, the channel where we cap RPGs of various design. Coming to you live from the soda dimension where the bottle caps live and the CO2 bubbles never stop rising. Today's game will be the resumption of Dragon Warrior for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The cap 30. Our current level 10. Let's get back into the adventure. Okay, so before we get started, let's just copy our quest into another file. Okay, so we now have a freshly copied quest, so in case we have some severe technical difficulties with this stream or the next, we'll be able to resume from the previous save file. 900 points. Alright. Stats, level 10, 50 HP, 38 MP, 450 pieces of gold, 2000 experience collected. 35 strength, 31 agility, 50 attack, 43 defense. Hand axe as our weapon, half plate as the armor, and large shield as our shield. Okay. So what we're going to need to do now is let's take a look at our items. 6 herbs, 6 magic keys. We're good. And our spell is stop spell. Okay, so we've learned stop spell last time. Anyways, we're gonna now need to save up 1,500 gold pieces to purchase a broadsword, since it's high time now to switch up our weapons. Also, I would like to thank everyone who had participated in our Jankuary stream on Sunday. It was a lot of fun, despite the sheer torment of playing Highlight. Yes, the game was a pain in the ass to play, but all in all, after review, I honestly thought it was a pretty good ROM, despite the painfulness of the play. So, we did have quite a lot of people who came in. And, let's just take, at one point we've had like 87 people inside this chat room at once as part of the Jankuary festivities. Thanks to our good friend Ryudo, and we also had another raid as well from our good friend RP Gamer. So Ryudo and RP Gamer, I tip my cap to you. You guys were rock stars for helping out in this year's Jankuary. You're all rock stars for helping out with the stream. Thanks very much from the bottom of my heart. And I'm just, you know what? I honestly would be eager to try this again next year. And also, I'd like to extend my deepest thanks to Zolfar of Zolfar's Realm, Cobra Commander, and Neon Arcade for putting this event together. Even though the event is still going on, but my hand in this event has been completed for the year, so I will say So Zolfar, Cobra Commander, Neon Arcade, if you're seeing this, you have my complete and utmost gratitude for this event. I mean, you really helped this guy get put out on just get his name out on Twitch. I really do appreciate you. From one cap to an evil, like I said, just to an evil god. This cap thanks you. So anyways, just want to touch base with more of what we did in the highlight this past couple days. I mean, after all, we got to the cap of 9 because every guide I've checked in relation to the game has the level cap of 9 and not a 10. Interestingly enough, it's just the way TNE programmed the game, and that's practically about it. I mean, So that's pretty much 2 games capped as far as things go on RPG Capper so far. We've got the Xanadu capped. We have gotta take a note. We have the Xanadu capped. We have Highlight for the Nintendo Entertainment System capped, because Highlight isn't mutually exclusive with the Nintendo Entertainment System. I mean, it is also on the PC-88. It is also on the MSX. And the MSX2. Many different versions of it on... There's like many different versions of the game, plus there's also two sequels. And there's also like a special version of the game on the Sega Genesis called Super Highlight. Yes, Super Highlight, not on Super Nintendo, but Sega Genesis. This was long before... This was actually just... Well, this was about a good year before then the Super Nintendo hit the market. Okay, forgot to put him to sleep because I was too busy talking about Highlight. And you know what, make no mistake about it, I may actually just try another Highlight game in the future. I might give Super Highlight on the Genesis a try at some point. And in the far future, I may end up giving Virtual Highlight on the Sega Saturn a try too. Okay, so we're just going to pay attention to our gold reserves. We now have to 718. And we need 900 experience points in order to level up. So we need to get to 2900 to get to level 11. So let's just focus right now on doing our grind session here. And we have lots of MP as well in reserve, so I'm not too worried right now about going into Remolder to rest up. But we are getting our asses pounded by the wolves here. Oh, and another thing I wanted to add is now RPG Capper now has its official YouTube account established. So doing a bit of tweaking on my Twitch page, I put up my link to my YouTube channel. And so now you can find me at youtube.com/@RPGCapper. There's no underscore, it's just @RPGCapper. And hoping at one point that if you do just put my name in a search, my image will appear in the profile pic, and you'll be able to access my page. So right now, only four videos are on the YouTube channel, which was my complete playthrough for Xanadu and the first 2 playthroughs of Dragon Warrior. So yeah. So once again, it's youtube.com/@RPGCapper, no underscore, and it should and the page should pop up for you. Also, one thing I just want to add here is YouTube's search algorithm for specific individuals and composers has been it has been refined a lot in recent years. So it does provide some information about the composer for the beginning and ending themes of this here channel. Now, last time I checked, the music that I do use for the introduction and outroduction, or rather intro and outro themes, I mean, the piano music that you hear is supposed to be in the public domain. So, I'm just gonna keep an eye out on it because I've taken a look into the music that I use to support my channel, and this is supposed to be public domain music. But if YouTube sends me a C&D regarding that music, then I'm gonna have no other choice but to remove those tunes, and unless someone's actually willing to step up to the plate and provide and write me up some new BGM for my channel, the intro and outro could end up having nothing more than silence for in future streams. Just to let you know. Anywho, so now we have to deal with Warlocks, so now we're gonna execute this spell, the stop spell. And it only costs 2 MP to use, which is quite generous of this game, and it's a very effective spell. So we block the spell to Warlock, so he can no longer cast Hurt or Sleep on me. As you can see, that spell have been blocked. So there, he's now a major sitting duck. So that takes care of the Warlock, and yeah. Also, I had to do some more edits to my Twitch channel. So the desire to open up a soda pop company in your world is just not what I would consider to be very practical, because I'm nothing more than a cartoon character here. I mean, it's not realistically possible for this cartoon character to cross over and build an actual soda pop plant, because in order for me to do that, I'd be... Well, first of all, that market is pretty much controlled by the C-C Cola Company and the P-C Cola Company, if you know what those stand for. And honestly, there's no way in hell that I can pretty much stand up to compete against those two powerhouses. No, we're just gonna stay in the soda dimension where we're gonna make our drinks for the locals here, and for the foreseeable future. That is, I mean, unless something radical changes in the future where I'm able to set up shop here in your world, then that would be a pretty interesting change of pace. But until then, I mean, this cartoon character is just gonna have to stay in this soda dimension, and don't expect my real life equally voiced counterpart to do something in terms of soda pop, because that's completely out of his league. And that's not good. I'm asleep and I've been hurt, and now yeah, I better take this. See, I got complacent, and now I almost paid the price, because if I'm still asleep and my screen turns pink, that's gonna be very, very bad, and I'm not playing fuck around and find out. I'm just gonna go here, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, that would put me in a very precarious situation if the screen had gone pink and I was put to sleep by the enemy. Anyways, let's take a look at our gold. 1,125 and 2,275 in experience. 3 herbs. Okay, so let's rest up for a bit. Okay, so with that being done, we're still on board for building up our gold reserves to 1,500 so we can purchase ourselves a broadsword. I don't need any more magic keys because we're still good. We're good for that. But I'm definitely gonna have to open up a few more doors in other areas of the kingdom, which I was not able to access before. So we can actually find out what is behind those doors and who are all those people that have kept themselves behind closed doors. this wolf here. Also, another thing I want to add is I made a few clips from the January event on Sunday. So I always thought these were. I just took the more bizarre events of the I just took just 3 clips of some of the more bizarre events that took place during the event. Although one of them is just more about commentary about the existence of God and the will for him to give to a man to make a game like Hide Light. I mean, you're just gonna have to see that clip for yourselves. I mean, but if you don't want to access it here on the Twitch channel, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but you can also access it on the January Clips page on Zolfar's Discord channel. Also, I just want to extend a heartfelt thanks to everyone who has followed from January. I mean, it is very, very much appreciated, and it's great to have you all here in the Soda Mansion, where we can actually enjoy our games and make drinks. Okay, successful stop spell. Let's kick this guy's ass a bit more. Now we're just gonna see how much we can build today, in the next couple hours, because now, as you can see, the grinding is starting to get a little bit more tedious and more prolonged, and that's to be expected when your levels get higher. But we are going to truck through this because the cap is 30, and pretty much the objective on RPG Capper is to cap RPGs. So we gotta get to that cap, but we're gonna find the best, most practical and efficient way to get ourselves to that cap. Because I have a major backlog of games that I want to be playing through. And the sooner I can get these games capped, the better. And Dragon Warrior isn't a long game per se. The only thing that really keeps it prolonged and extensive is the grinding process. If it wasn't for that, this game could have been finished in a day. A day. So let's finish this up. So we're almost at 1,500 gold. Okay, so we're now less than 100 gold away from reaching our next financial goal. So we need to get to that 1,500 limit, and then we can exchange the hand axe for the broadsword, which will give us a little bit more attack power and help us cleave these wolves a lot more easier. Also, I have to be mindful of my usage of herbs because we have 3 herbs left and there's no tool shop here in town to buy any herbs. If I want to buy more herbs, the closest I could go would be to the town of Cole. Unless I want to... and I don't have any Wyvern's wings with me. But I'm not too worried. Okay, we have a new enemy, the Wolf Lord. Okay, let me just get the guide up quickly. Okay, I have to get the guide up, so I just have to bring it. Enemies, let's go over here. Alright. Okay, hang on a minute, I'm just gonna bring this up. Okay, here we go. So we got the guide back up. Let's see what it says about the Wolf Lord. Stop spell is this fiend's favorite attack. Oh, say, okay, so he can use stop spell on me. When your defense is high enough, they will waste attacks trying to cast it. On lower levels, though, its hitting power is scary. Found south of Remolder and north of Hawksness. They have an HP of 38 with an XP of 20 and a gold of 80. Okay, so they can use stop spell. But I'll try putting them to sleep. And I'm not doing good damage, because the rolls are only giving me single digit. That one gave me a double of 10, and now, okay, now I'm getting some good hits, but this now emphasizes the importance that I need to get that broadsword. Now, the hand axe has worn out its welcome. Okay, 12 points of damage, that's not a bad roll. Okay, I two-shotted this metal scorpion. Okay, so now let's go get ourselves that broadsword. Hang on a minute. Here's what I want to do. I need to also look at the stats. So the attack power right now is 50 and my strength is 35. So I want to do a proper comparison. Okay, 15, 35, broadsword is equipped. Okay, so attack power has been boosted by 5 with the equip of the broadsword. Okay, so now we have a new weapon. So let's rest up from today's grind. Okay, and now we have rested up. It's time to go out and kick some more ass. Alright. So, now the next goal is 3,000 pieces of gold to buy the full plate. With the full plate, it'll make us even more resilient against the enemy. So let's test out the broadsword action. 18 points again damage. Nice strike with it. Okay, good. We have now got 2,500 experience, so 400 more points to go to get to the next level. But we're still gonna put this guy to sleep. Okay, I was gonna use stop spell, but sleep works just as well. 22 points of damage. This is good. This is very good. Alright, so our sword is kicking ass and taking names. But we can't get cocky. Remember, King Lord said, tempt not the fates. Don't tempt fate, don't play fuck around and find out. Wolf Lord, let's put him to sleep. Okay. He cast stop spell and my magic usage for this battle has officially been disabled. And I've been hit with 14 points of damage. Yikes. It's 10 points, so we're putting him back to sleep now. Because he's... Oh, that's right, we've been blocked. Okay, that's... But we were strong enough to take out the Wolf Lord. That gives us 20 points of experience and 69 pieces of gold. But now we can't, yeah. See, this is why you don't play fuck around and find out. And you know what? It tends to happen. And he chases me up here. Okay, let's stop the spell. Okay, so he can't stop me. But now I need to use another herb. Now I need to put him to sleep. Okay, we're running low on herbs, so after this... Okay, we're gonna put him to sleep. Stay asleep so I can kill you. That's more like it. Okay, we're making a lot of money fighting wolf lords, but it is costing us some good herbs, so we need to go replenish our herbs now. Alright, good money, so it shouldn't take us too long to get the full plate. So when we get the full plate, we should be able to stand up to those wolf lords much better. And even take on even more stronger enemies in the south. So the half plate will not be cutting it against those tougher enemies. But for the enemies in the north, it's more than enough. Can't risk getting myself killed in the swamp. Alright, healed ourselves up, and now we're heading to coal to get ourselves some more herbs. So officially at this point in the game, all the Northern monsters are just not worth my time anymore. I mean, the skeleton is still okay, but everybody else there, the payout is peanuts. Okay, so first let's find that flute, to which Howard had instructed us to find. So here's the bath. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's search. Okay, so let's search over here. We found ourselves the flute. Okay, so this little trinket here will be useful in helping us fight against the golem boss later on in the game. I'm not going to bother using a key on this door because it's a waste of a key. But I will use a key to unlock this door to see what this man has to say. Hast thou found the flute? Let's lie to him. Howard had it, but he went to Remoldar and never returned. Yeah, because he got himself locked in. That's why. Go to the town of Cantlin. Hast thou found the flute? Okay, so Cantlin is another destination for us to visit. So Howard ended up burying the flute and went to Remoldar, got himself locked up in the inn, and now it was up to me to fix his flub. Okay. And I forgot I was supposed to go buy herbs. I was so wrapped up with unlocking that door and getting that fairy flute that I forgot that I needed to stock up on herbs. Okay, let's go get those herbs, and I'm also gonna get another Wyvern's Wing in the process too. I'll get another set of wings as well, just in case. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. the Wyvern's wings it has not been put into its own array, so it's being kept in a one-dimensional array. I would actually call that a programming mistake, because if you can have a two-dimensional array for herbs and magic keys, there's no reason to not have it for wings and torches. But whatever, what's published is published, so we have to make do with what we have. Right, so 6 herbs, 5 magic keys. Okay, and now we have to save up to buy ourselves a full plate of armor, so we can handle the stronger enemies to the south of Remoldar. Now, I know there are other areas in the game where I can unlock doors, but I want to first get myself a full plate before doing anything of this sort, because you never know what other enemies you're going to be facing. So back south we go. Alright, let's get out of here. I do not want to stick around here. The enemies, like I said, I want to deal with the enemies that offer the better payouts, so we don't have to stick around here too long. Okay. Alright, so first we're stopping the spell. Alright, 604. Gotta remember to use the sleep spell. Okay, but at least we're making a decent amount of gold now, so we should be able to buy that full plate in no time. Okay. You know what, if I've already stopped this spell, there's no reason for me to put him to sleep. I mean, magic users have weak physical attacks. Alright, so we're moving on. So if you actually go around this southernmost point of the Craggly Peaks here, you run a big risk of encountering wolf lords. So it looks like the game doesn't really want you engaging with the wolf lords until you have procured yourself some better armor, like a full plate. And I know there's also the magic armor, but magic armor we can save for next time. Let's see, we have 5 herbs and 5 magic keys, so I do need to replenish a magic key. So I'm just gonna be paying more attention to my gold, to my gold stash than to my point stash right now, because there's still we still have a bit of a way before we can get to 2900. Oh, a gold man. Okay, let's take a look at him. Goldman. A magical construct sculpted from gold. The Goldman is a fairly tough creature. After getting an iron shield, fight these foes to acquire a fortune. Most likely, I believe that's the large shield they're referring to. Found north of Hawksness and south of Ramoldor. Oops, let me just bring up the page here. Okay, so they have 50 HP, they give you 6 experience points, but a whopping 200 pieces of gold. Which is... surprise, surprise. That's pretty much what they're made of. Pure gold. You kick their ass, you can loot their corpse. Okay. So I was only dish out 9 points of damage to this guy. 14 is a bit better, it's a bit better roll. And it dodged. So they're also they're nimble for their size. Six points and 199 pieces of gold. So that puts me in the 4 figures immediately. That's cool. But we still took a lot of damage from that battle, so let's recover. Okay, and then we're gonna move it back up here. Alright, 2810, so we've got 90 more points to go before we hit the next level. Paying close attention now to the experience meter because we're now on the verge of leveling up. Also, my room feels like a massive refrigerator right now. There isn't enough good heat flowing into this room, so I have to endure it. I have to endure the cold in here. That's what you get when you pay cheap rent. Okay, we'll need just a little bit more till level 11. Might as well make the most of my MP here. Courage and would have served thee well. That has been promoted to next level. Increased by 5, speed 4, hit points 7, magic points increased by 9. No new spell learned. Okay. So now let's head back to town to rest up right after we kill these wolves. And they're putting the hurt on me. Alright, way is cleared, let's go rest up at the inn. nicely rested from that day of grinding. So, okay. Broadsword, half-blade, large shield. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Now that we have rested up, and we've leveled up, let's use the wings. Get back to the castle, and speak with the king to save our progress and determine the next XP goal to the next level. Going upstairs. $1,075 points. Okay. So that means that the goal for level 12 will be, turns out to be 1,100 points in total. So that's a lot. So we are going to need to start facing off against enemies that can offer us better XP payouts. Because wolves and warlocks are not going to cut it anymore. But in any case, we do have magic keys so we can open up the doors in the castle. Never does a brave person steal. What, these? No, man, I'm not stealing, I'm borrowing. 12 pieces of gold. 12 pieces of gold. Consider this a pittance for my service, my good knight. 8. 12. Well, not much of a pittance, but meh. I must forget to open the door. You mean this key? When the sun and rain meet, a rainbow bridge shall appear. It is a legend. Okay, a clue to form a bridge in order to access the Isle of Dragons across the channel. Oh, they have a magic key shop here too, so I don't have to go all the way back to Cantlin. Although it's more expensive here, 85. But you know what? That's fine. We got money. Let's do so. Let's just load up. Let us wish the warrior well. May the light be thy strength. Well, thanks for your vote of confidence, old man. If thy hit points are high enough, by all means enter. I'm looking for the castle cellar. I heard it is not easily found. Okay. Could just stop guarding the entrance? I need to go through there. Move, you dumb knight. Okay, so 57. So this is a trap floor, and it takes off more damage than the poisonous marsh. So if we go there, let's see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It takes off 15 points of HP for every step. So we have to be careful. We could die before we get back across. In Garenham, look for the grave of Garen. Thou must push on a wall of darkness there. So we have a clue to find Garen's grave, which is believed to have the silver harp. Alright, let's heal. And heal again. Okay, and since we had to use up some points in order to heal ourselves, we have to go to the Magic Man and restore our MP. If this knight would just move... Move, you dumbass knight moron. Thank you. Okay, let's head over here. So let's heal ourselves up in the meantime. Okay. Okay, so we're back to full HP and MP. And off we go. So we got a full arsenal of magic keys, but we still need to restock on herbs. And there are still some locked doors here that we need to unlock. Okay, so this guy's still lamenting over this failure of the mission. Let's see what he has to say. Some say that Garen's grave is home to a silver harp. Okay, now we are now assured that the silver harp is in Garen's grave in Garenham. So we gotta go to Garenham to find Garen's grave and get that silver harp. Six herbs, 5 magic keys. Okay, so there's another shop here that's locked, so we have to unlock this shop. Well, thou buy some fairy water for 38 gold to keep the Dragonlord's minions away. I thank thee. Well, thou buy one more bottle. Okay. All the best of thee. Fairy water is not put into a two-dimensional array. Another failure by the development team. Okay. So, what the fairy water does, let's just consult the guide here. Go to the page. Fairy water, holy water. A vial of the magical water keeps enemies at bay for a short time while you travel. Okay. Alright, I don't want to deal with... Since I don't want to deal with any of the enemies here that just won't give me the... They're pretty much just going to give me, like, bits and pieces of experience and gold. I'm just going to pretty much sprinkle some of this fairy water here. So it's supposed to reduce the encounter rate by roughly 50%, but I should not be quoted on that. I'm just guesstimating here. But in any case, let's head to Garenham and see what we can find in terms of. Let's open up this big door here. Oh, were there some other locked doors around in this spot? No. Okay, so that's. So it just leads into this big town hall here. And my way is being blocked by this moron. Very well, I suspect. Okay, so it's worn off. Let's see what he has to say. They say that Eredric's armor was hidden long ago. Okay, so the armor is hidden. I hate people, go leave me. Okay, scorned woman. I suggest making a map if thy path leads into the darkness. Normally I would if I had a torch, but if I have a radiant spell, I don't think that's necessary anymore. Once there was a town called Hawksnest farther to the south, but I do not know if it still exists. Alright, let's see what's in these chests. Fortune was empty. 15 pieces of gold. And a torch. Okay, so I got some useless items. Okay, we're gonna open this up. I'm too busy, ask the order guard. I'm too busy, ask the other guard. Okay, so they're both too busy. So there's a wall of darkness over here that was mentioned by... it was... Okay, so we will just have to look... Okay, here's the exit, so we found the back door. The harp attracts enemies. Stay away from the grave in Garenham. But we need that grave because that way we can get the Staff of Rain. So here's the stairs, and this is the grave of Garenham, Garenham, that is. So let's light up the dungeon here and see what's in here. Is there anything in this dead end? Nope. Okay, let's move on. Poltergeists are running scared. Okay. So if I'm not mistaken, I need to get my points to 4,000 for the next level up. Okay, well that's what we're gonna have to look at the XP meter for, to get our points to 4,000 for level 12, and see what comes out of it. And we also have to pay attention to our gold meters, because we need to get 3,000 to buy ourselves a full plate of armor. So we're gonna look around and see what, if anything, can be found in this here dungeon. Okay, there's a chest. So 14 points. I mean, the broadsword really helps here. So now I can two-shot a poltergeist. So it seems to be the same riffraff from the Fighter's Ring Cave. Okay. Alright. Okay, 3,000 experience, and we have found a treasure depository here. These Drachemas are here now. Empty chest. 17 pieces of gold. 9 pieces of gold, so... just peanuts. You know, 21 hits, and that was not enough to fall the skeleton. Guessing this one looks like these guys are pretty much 25 points of... okay, 25 hit points. Let me just consult the guide here quickly. Okay. 5, No, my bad, it's 30 points for the skeletons. Anyways, let's get back to this. Okay, that heal is gonna be a problem. Also gotta remember to keep my eye on my MP, because if I lose MP too much, it's gonna make being in this dungeon sheer and utter hell. Okay, so there's a door that leads further into the dungeon, but I want to first finish looking around the rest of the floor before I go through that door. Oops. Okay, nothing in this dead end here. Nice little preamp there. Okay, so that leads back out to the exit here. Nope, this leads over here. Huh, it actually dodged. That's impressive, considering its current level. Nope, dead end. Slashed him up good. Alright, moving on. Looks like I'm just going around in circles at this point. Okay, so we've made back all the money that was spent on the broadsword. So now the only thing we could do now is just keep pressing on until we get to 3,000 points of gold. Okay, so RMP is slow. It's getting very low now, so we're just gonna have to. So we're just gonna exit the grave for a bit, rest up, and then come right back in. And he runs like a bitch. Okay. Okay, let's go rest up at the inn. And also sell off some unneeded items. Alright, so the only thing I could do right now is just sell off the torch, since torches are obsolete. Alright. Alright, back we go. No, that just leads to a dead end. Alright. Okay, we're getting an onslaught of enemies today. Hello to the person that just came in. Welcome to RPG Capper, where we cap RPGs, live from the soda dimension where the CO2 bubbles never stop rising. Make yourself at home. Hey, Void Brush, good to have you here. How's it going? So yeah, after... Going well, thanks. Yeah, so after the zaniness that was Jankuary, and all the zaniness that went from playing Highlight as part of Jankuary, I actually need to kick back with a good game of Dragon Warrior. Oh my god, that was a... I mean, no, I'm not gonna lie, that was seriously painful to have to play through, but after reviewing that stream, I honestly thought it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. It was worth the pain. Yeah. So, just is my microphone in the game, is the game audio on my microphone, both sounding alright? Because I wasn't sure when I started this. It was really fun to watch. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had to put a lot of effort into it for sure. Thanks very much for... Yeah, because, when you have to deal with that... When you have to deal with those bump mechanics and the really, really cheap and a really cheap hit registration by the enemy, I mean, you're gonna find yourself dying a lot, and and of course, I wound up finding myself dying a lot, only vast majority of the deaths were in the hands of those stupid moving trees, all because I just wanted to get myself, a fairy. That's it. I just wanted to get a fucking fairy from the trees, and I must have went through, like, several attempts just to do so. Okay, so we got a new enemy here called the Druin Lord, so I want to take a look at his... let's just take a look at his stats. Just gonna move back here. Yeah, here it is, Druin Lord. Magic and 3 will be used against you. Another foe you encounter in Garenham's grave. HP 35, XP 20, gold 85. Okay, so we're just gonna get back and... So I'm just gonna first put him to sleep. Music brings me back. Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I mean, the music is definitely memorable for a game like Dragon Quest, or Dragon Warrior in this case. Let's try putting him to sleep again. Slab will not work. 10, okay, he's kicking my ass. So I'm gonna see if I can outkick his ass. Let's put this here, and he can cast spells. Alright, so I'm just gonna stop his spell. Yeah, so anyways, I put up some key clips of the event on Zolfar's Discord page, on the January Clips page, as well as my own Twitch channel. And also, just the other day, I uploaded I just started a YouTube channel as well, so I pretty much brought the first 4 streams of the channel on my YouTube page. But also, YouTube has a 4 video per day upload policy, so I can't really put up I wasn't able to put up all my videos just the other day because of that policy. So so for today I'm gonna have to upload my remaining videos, which is the January video for highlight, and it's also gonna be this stream. Once it's completed, that is. So, I've never actually used YouTube before. I mean, I view videos on page, but I've never used the service, the platform serves itself to upload videos. So yesterday was my very first time using it. So there was a bit of a learning curve in navigating YouTube's page, and I had to go through a lot of settings just so I could have basically I could have the desired settings that I want for my particular channel. And okay, so Void Burst Studios are left. Okay, well that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna hold it against anyone who abruptly leaves the channel. I mean, people are busy. They have places to go. They have people to see. Oh, you're still here. Okay. For some strange reason, the chat screen window shows the total number of viewers in here as being 1. And I was under the impression that 1 is just myself as the streamer, and anything else, any other accumulated amounts on that viewer count would be the other chatters coming in. Yeah, I don't know why the viewer count changes, so this has been a problem for a long time on Twitch, and Twitch is marred with a ton of problems. They're not really fixing it. I mean, one of the big key issues that people have with Twitch is that the very first video that they upload on their channel it doesn't get archived. It just doesn't get archived, so you're unable to highlight that video, and you have to make another video before you're able to highlight or archive that particular video. Yeah, because, Twitch has a lot, I mean, everyone calls it the Twitch glitch. I mean, it's just one of the Twitch glitches that just keep circulating on this platform. So aside from the primary upload video not registering for VOD, there's also unsynchronized let's see. There's just so unsynchronized thumbnail views for videos, for VOD videos. I mean, when you actually just go to playback videos on VOD, sometimes the little thumbnail image that accompanies the timestamp, is not synchronized properly to the actual footage itself. I used to stream from 17 to early 21. Oh, okay. Okay, I only started... Well, my real-life equally voiced counterpart was known as Bowler Hat Gamer, and he used to stream from 2021 to 2023 until, like, an incident forced him to shut down his channel. So the channel is now being reborn as RPG Capper, and of course now you see me as the RPG Capper, as a VTuber, or rather a V streamer, as the terminology seems to be changing from what I've last checked. Yeah, and so I'm just rebuilding myself from the ground up. I mean, to be honest, RPG Capper existed as far back as 2023, but there were a few test videos put up under a different gimmick, but unfortunately, a firmware failure on his old laptop caused the streams to become severely lagged afterwards. And the actual playback looked like ass. So there wasn't anything else that I could do about it as RPG Capper. So the only thing I was able to do for the past year, that is, was just use my handle as RPG Capper to chat in different streams. So I was pretty much keeping company with other streamers like Zofar and Retro Island Gaming, and also just some of my other buddies like Sarzak the Warlock, and also my fellow gamer first from Robot Co-op, to whom I raided the other day. I mean, they're a funny bunch of guys. So I pretty much thought that the crowd would actually enjoy their little antics. Okay, so I am getting low on MP here, so I have to go back out to... I gotta get out of this grave here and rest up at the inn. How have you been doing these past couple days? Oh yeah, you said you've been going well, thanks. Alright, so, yeah, I mean, I was considering doing a stream yesterday, but I wanted to set up my YouTube account first and foremost, and it turns out uploading videos like these on YouTube take roughly about an hour to an hour and a half. So, if you're gonna upload the videos to YouTube, I mean, I had to wait an entire hour just for one video to be put up on the page, on my YouTube page. And also, you can't put the computer into sleep mode while the file is uploading, otherwise it pauses the upload. And I found that out the hard way yesterday because I had put the upload of a second video into pending mode, and then I went off to go eat dinner and watch a few other YouTube videos with my friends. But when I came back, I noticed it was stuck at the same percentage as I left it. And I wasn't a very happy camper about that, because I honestly wanted all the rest of my videos to be uploaded onto YouTube. But nope, YouTube does not allow uploads during sleep mode. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go restock on some herbs. And this old geezer is blocking my way. Because I need to have herbs at all times, because you never know. Hang on, incoming sneeze. Oh, okay, maybe I don't have to, maybe I didn't have to sneeze after all. Okay. You know what? Okay, let's restock on our herbs here. Okay, and rest up at the inn. So let me take a look. Okay, so I have 2,190 pieces of gold, so I need 3,000 to get myself a full plate. Every square. Yeah, I mean, I would check the dead ends of dungeons to see if there's any hidden items, but the only hidden items I was ever able to find were the flute, which I've now acquired. There's also another item called Erdrick's Token, which you have to get later on to prove your heritage to Erdrick, and to justify accessing the Isle of Dragons afterwards. And then there's Erdrick's Armor. Those are the only hidden item games you could find. And you know what? You would probably be spending an awful lot of time searching every single tile square to see if there is any, if there is any other hidden item. But at least you would probably get some good encounters out of it if you really need to grind a bit. Okay, so let's go back to the second floor. So let's go down to B2. One thing I do like about the game is until you leave town, any locked doors will stay unlocked until you come back in. So that's just something you gotta know before you enter into town. And you also gotta make sure you're here. Well, okay, I only have one magic key left, so I do need to restock on magic keys after, once I reach my next XP and gold goals. Okay, so there's a dead end here, so we gotta move now this way. I guess I could check in here. So we're now at B3. A Droll Magi. Okay, so we're encountering a new enemy, so let's take a look at the guide. Droll Magi, much stronger than looks, never fully encountered Garanham's grave. 38 HP, 22 XP, gold 90. Okay, let's get on with this. Alright. First, if he's a Magi, he uses magic, so it's gonna stop his spell. And he hits me for 15, so this guy is not a pushover. And he could stop my spell, but I stopped him first. 22 points and 87 pieces of gold. Okay, so that's pretty good, but okay, so we're dealing with some much stronger enemies down here. Okay, I'm gonna put him to sleep. Still asleep. I hope he stays that way. Thanks. Thanks for that, Void Brush. So if I recall correctly, Zolfar has just recently started the second game in the series on his channel. I'm not gonna go into his channel to watch that because I don't want to be spoiled on the events of Dragon Warrior 2. I kind of want to experience this game on my own terms. Because I actually have not played any of the Dragon Quest games aside from the first Dragon Warrior for the Nintendo Entertainment System, as strangely enough as it sounds. I mean, when I was a kid, I just didn't have access to a whole lot of games. I had to take what was there, and the first Dragon Warrior was the most frequently available game at the time because it was a mass-produced game. The other games in the series, 2, 3, and 4, it was more, you have to know where to look. And some of those games, and the sequels are not easy to find. I mean, I found a sellable copy of Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4 in Toys R Us back in the day. But anywhere else, nope, and you could... Dragon Warrior games as a kid, played some handheld Dragon Quest games much later. Yeah, Dragon Warrior... I mean, the first Dragon Warrior game was mass-produced, so everyone had access to it. But 2, 3, and 4, again, you had to be able to know where to look in order to see where they were sold. Not many rental stores had Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4 available for rent. And Toys R Us was the only store I've been to where those games were available for sale. And if you didn't have the money, I mean, you were SOL. I think if I remember correctly, the games at the time were being sold for like $80. Or $79.99 as they priced it at the time. I mean, I think that's about how much Dragon Warrior 2 was priced on at the time. Oh, you didn't know there was a Dragon Warrior 4? Oh, Dragon Warrior 4 did come out on the Nintendo Entertainment System. But the game is rare as hen's teeth now. I mean, you have to really know where to look in order to get it. And I only saw it for sale in one store, and that was in Toys R Us. Okay, so all the stronger enemies... Spectre draws near. Okay, so let's take a look at the Spectre, since it's another new enemy that we're facing. Okay. Supernatural Sly Strong. The Spectre's not easy goes to bust. You'll find him in Garanham's grave. 36 HP, 18 XP, 70 pieces of gold. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I get the hiccups. Okay, so they leave behind good gold, so... but I don't see how the... Okay, so they don't hit as hard. Alright. But it is a little dangerous for me to be down here if I don't have a full plate of armor. Or if I'm at level 12. I'm gonna take a look here. So there's nothing over here either. A quick Google search will give you the image of the box art of the US release of Dragon Warrior 4. But here's an interesting bit of trivia. Dragon Warriors 5 and 6 were initially not released in the United States or in Canada. Because, first of all, Dragon Warriors 5 and 6 were Super Nintendo games. Or Super Famicom games. And Enix at that point... Yeah, and Enix at that point just decided not to release... It wasn't Square Enix, it was just Enix at the time prior to the merger. And they decided at that time just to not release the two games. Nobody knows the exact reason why. There's been theories that say that Enix had pretty much had lost faith in trying to make a mark in the RPG and action RPG market in the United States, because apparently they were getting their asses trounced by Squaresoft at the time, and more people would rather buy games from Squaresoft than from Enix. I think that's a very unfortunate way of looking at it, but it's just one theory to that. Another theory was that, that Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System just didn't sell well enough to warrant continuing the release of Dragon Warrior 5 for the Super Nintendo. I'm not sure how credible that theory is. Okay, I want to see my stats. Okay, 2,000. Okay, I'm just about have enough to get a full plate, so I need 3,000 pieces of gold. And I am running dangerously low on MP, so I do need to hightail it out of here. Okay. So putting these guys back to sleep. And he hits me for 4, which puts me in a danger zone. You know what, and it is unfortunate that we didn't get Dragon Quests 5 and 6 for the Super Nintendo, because I honestly thought the games, from the screenshots, the games look absolutely gorgeous. but thankfully, there are fan translations of Dragon Quest 5 and 6. So the games at some point will be played on RPG Capper. But it will be a bit of a long wait because I have to go through not only Dragon Warrior 1 here, but I also have to go through Dragon Warriors 2, 3, and 4, and also want to play the remakes of Dragon Quest 1 through 4 on the Super Nintendo. Dragon Quest 8 and 9 were super fun, especially 9. Yes, that is correct, and I've seen Zolfar play Dragon Quest 8 on his channel. Okay, so we have over 3,000 pieces of gold, and we are now... Okay, if I remember correct... Let's go this way. Oh, made it. I was worried that the light was gonna go out before I got to the staircase. That could have been problematic for me. Alright, so let's take a look. 5 herbs. Okay, so we just need to buy 1 herb in this case. Dragon Quest 8 and 9 super fun. Yeah. I have not seen Dragon Quest 9 in action. I would probably just need to try it out sometime later. Okay, so we have over 3,000 pieces of gold, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to... First, let's sprinkle this. Because I don't want to deal with the weak-ass riffraff. That'll probably trip me up on my way back to Cole in order to purchase the full plate of armor. Okay, and let's see how many Dragon Quest games there have been. Well, we got, aside from 1 through 11, we also have the Monster series on Game Boy, remake of Dragon Warriors 1 and 2 for the Game Boy. There's Dragon Warrior 7 on the PlayStation, which Enix decided to publish anyway, despite the fact that they've glossed over 5 and 6 for the Super Nintendo. I mean, I guess I should be happy that 7 even got released at all, even though I kind of feel it's a little bit awkward because 5 and 6 did not get a release on the Super Nintendo. But that's pretty much crying over spilled milk at this point. All you can do is just be happy that 5 and 6 finally did get a re-release on the Nintendo DS. Okay, anyways, full plate. Full plate, then I'll buy that half-life 500 gold. Is that okay? Yes. Thank you. Much buying for? No, please come again. Let's see what I got. Alright, fairy flute, wings. Okay, and status is broadsword, full plate, large shield. Defense power gets boosted to 53. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe it was at 48 defense last time if I'm checked. Okay, yeah, I didn't pretty much bother checking this up, but you know what, doesn't matter. Full plate is better than half plate, and so let's rest up. Okay, maybe I didn't need to rest up, but you know what? Doesn't matter. I've got myself with my armor, and I'm good to go. Okay. Herb 6 magic key 1 for fairy flute wings. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Use the wings. And, we're gonna go back to Garen's grave. Because that seems to be a good grind spot for the next leg of the adventure. Alright. Also, for a record, I have seen Andy of Retro Island Gaming play the first Dragon Quest remake for the Super Nintendo, and it looks pretty good. But, at some point, because once I get through Dragon Warriors 1 through 4, I'm going to be looking at tackling the remakes of the game for the Super Nintendo. You never seen it? Oh, that was a while ago. I mean, Andy has a huge archive on his channel of all of his old playthroughs. So you're gonna have to dig around to find it. I mean, oh, you've never seen the remakes. Okay, well, if you do a quick Google search for Dragon Quest 1 and 2 for the Super Famicom, you'll see what it looks like. Oh, snap. I forgot I need 2 magic keys in order to access the lower levels of Garen's Grave, and, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use up, since I'm already here, and I'm close to leveling up to 12, I'm just gonna probably grind up to level 12 before returning to the castle. Okay, maybe I wasn't supposed to have used that key. Oh, fuck me. Ugh. You watch a Jankurai stream of a yesterday of a SNES sporting Ninja Gaiden and turn a great game into a jank fest. Oh, you mean Ninja Gaiden Trilogy? I played that. There was no reason for Ninja Gaiden Trilogy to have turned out the way it did. The the Ninja Gaiden Trilogy on the Nintendo Entertainment System was fantastic. Some of the best action gaming you'll ever have, with some great story, with some great storytelling. Mainly for the first 2 games, that is. The third story, the storyline for the third game was terrible. But in any case, yeah, and the one thing I liked about it, I mean, some people could say that the Super Nintendo version had an uncensored script because you had Yakio, or Jackwheel, as people like to say, actually swearing. Whereas in the NES version, it's like he just makes grunting noises whenever things don't go his way. But from what the Super Nintendo gained, it also took away in terms of censorship, where Yakio's pentacle on his chest was censored in the Super Nintendo release, and his blood was changed to green. In the NES version, his blood was red, and we as kids thought that was a really cool effect. Oh no! Oh yeah. In the original NES version of Ninja Gaiden 2, they kept his blood red. His blood was changed to green in the Super Nintendo version. And honestly, that was a total facepalmer. And such other effects, like the lightning flashes in Ninja Gaiden 2, were completely disabled altogether. Instead, when you go to the Tower of Laja in the second game, you don't deal with the surrounding land having lightning flash effects. Instead, everything is just brightly lit up, so you just have a brightly lit up environment, which completely ruins the atmosphere of that particular level. Oh, and I know one other, but the biggest crime that the Super Nintendo trilogy that the Super Nintendo Ninja Gaiden trilogy committed was they basically allowed a little bit of the ending to be played out, showing Ryu and Irene next to a sunrise, only for it to abruptly go to a game over screen, and then brings you right back to the menu screen to try out some of the other Ninja Gaiden games. You don't get the developer credits. The developer credits were completely wiped from the Super Nintendo ports of games. And yeah, and if there's one thing that really gets on my goat is the one thing that gets on my goat is discrediting the developers. Yeah. I honestly consider it... I legitimately just consider it an absolute crime to discredit developers. I mean, I don't give a damn if it was the idea of the corporation. There are people out there who worked hard on making your game and dream into a reality. You didn't make the game, it may have been your idea, but it was their labor, and they have a right to be recognized for those efforts. If your corporation takes credit for the entire game without crediting developers, that you're implying that not only did you come up with the idea for the game, but you single-handedly wrote the game yourself, and that is honestly not cool. I mean, sorry, you give credit where credit is due, and that's my 2 cents on that issue. Okay, we're just about ready to level up here. So once we level up, then we're just gonna go and buy ourselves some more magic keys. So yeah, so that's basically that's pretty much the biggest crime that Ninja Gaiden trilogy did for the Super Nintendo. All the developers that were credited in the original NES versions of the game, once you complete, all the developers that were credited in the original NES trilogy were completely wiped from the Super Nintendo version. No credit screen whatsoever, and that's just slimy on the part of Tecmo. Okay, we've learned a new spell, outside. Cool. So this spell, let's take a quick look at what this spell does. Okay, so stop spell. Oh, no, not stop spell. Well, okay, we could look at stop spell for a bit. Fizzle to disable enemy. When you encounter an enemy whose magic has a spell to protect yourself, very few monsters resist the spell. Outside, evac, 6. So it costs 6 magic points to use. Deep in the underground caves and dungeons lurk terrible creatures. Escape from these places by chanting evac. Okay. So yeah. So if I am deep inside a dungeon, I can just cast that spell, and it'll take me right back to the surface as if I was on the first floor next to the staircase. But in any case, okay, I'm not in a danger zone. I still have enough MP, I still have enough HP, and I've got a full set of herbs. So we're gonna leave town. Alright, and I have broadsword, full plate, large shield. Okay, so the next financial goal is 7,700 pieces of gold so we can buy some magic armor, which has some additional effects to it, aside from being very protective. So we are now at level 12. Okay, now here's what I'm going to need to do. I'm going to head back to the King's Castle to save the game. And determine what the next XP goal is. What does the level cap at in this game? It caps at 30. Okay, 1,490. Okay, so I need 1,500 points to... So the next goal is set to 1,500 points to get to level 13. So I need 1,496 more points to get to that level. Okay, so we're gonna do one more level, and then we're gonna call session for the day. So yeah, level 30 is the cap. So in order for me to get to that cap, there's a couple of strategies I can incorporate in order to reach it. The first strategy would be to grind XP against metal slimes. Now, metal slimes are not over here in this part of the kingdom. You have to go all the way down to the southwest portion of the kingdom to fight them. But the problem with metal slimes is that it's a pain in the ass to try to encounter them, and it's a pain in the ass even more to try and defeat them. Now, metal slimes leave behind a whopping 115 XP of experience, and if you can fight them frequently, you could get your level up to you can get your next level up in no time. Like, roughly it would be like between 15 to 20 minutes for every new level if you face nothing but those metal slimes. That's one strategy. But remember, the metal slimes are notorious cowards. If you try to encounter them, they will almost always try to run away, or your attack will fail against them because they have a very tough exterior. The other strategy, and this is one I actually prefer myself, would be to run laps around the Dragon Lord's fortress. Now, the Dragon Lord has a gauntlet of enemies who will pretty much dispense experience points between 30 to 100. And if I were just to go from the main throne room down to the Dragon Lord's secret hideaway and back again, I will have accumulated enough experience points for a new level up every single time. However, it does take roughly half an hour to achieve a level up when you're going back and forth between the Dragon Lord's fortress. So I find it a little bit more efficient to just do laps around the Dragon Lord's fortress than facing it off against metal slimes. I mean, for metal slimes, the payout is good, but you're gambling with their ability to face you in battle one-on-one and not constantly run away from you. So that's the drawback. So I don't really want to have to keep dealing with that drawback because I would find it annoying. So yeah, so running laps around the Dragon Lord's fortress is the name of the game here. Okay, so we're now back to 4 figures for gold. So we need 7,700 to get ourselves the magic armor. So I'm just going to continue grinding here until my MP gets low enough to the point that I'm going to need to rest up at the inn in town. Okay, so 1,500 means 50. We have to get ourselves to 5,500 experience points in order to level up to 13. And I'm getting weak, so I gotta get. And I'm getting weak again. So, once I'm pretty much done here for today, what are your plans for the rest of the day, Voidbrush, if you don't mind me asking? I guess I can manage one more fight with my current MP stock. Got a bunch of painting work to do. Okay, for the rest of the day, I'm gonna have to go do some shopping for my roommates. Then I need to review this stream afterwards. Get this video and my Jankuary video up on YouTube. Then I need to, which will probably take up the rest of the afternoon. Then I need to have dinner, call my dad, because he wants to talk politics and how everything is going to be great under Trump and all. And I'm not going to discuss anything regarding to the current administration here, because I don't want to talk politics on this channel, because politics is divisive, and it can actually end up killing relationships around here, but... Yeah, but because I have to humor my dad in terms of that, then after that's done, I would have to then break out my board game and do a practice run of the game itself, because I haven't played the game in over a year, because I also have some GM duties to do this weekend at a board game convention here in Winnipeg. It's gonna be, and I'm gonna be running the game all weekend. Okay. Alright, so we're pretty much low enough to the point we can stop at the inn and rest up. Okay, so let's go load up on magic keys. So, in terms of Dragon Quest, I've seen other versions of this game. There's a version on MSX I've discovered, and there's also a remake version of this game for the Intellivision gaming system. I only just discovered this just the past year, that there was a Intellivision remake of Dragon Quest. And I was honestly surprised. I watched a YouTube video of it, and it was very, very impressive. It was like, it almost like seems like Enix themselves programmed that game for the Intellivision computer system. Okay, gonna move this guy out of the way. I'm gonna talk with Howard again to see if he changes his dialogue. Nope, he doesn't. Okay, I need to take this. Okay, I got the chicken wings, and now I'm gonna use the chicken wings just to get back to town, or just get back to the castle, that is. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Now, I know they're called wyvern wings, but I'm just calling it chicken wings as a joke. Because I'm actually getting kind of hungry, and because it's already close to noon. Wait. Yeah, no, it is noon now, where I am. So I'm definitely gonna have to grab some lunch once this stream is over. Okay, so I got 6 herbs, 6 magic keys, we're good to go. So we're going back to Garen's grave, and now that I have the full plate of armor, I should be able to stand up to more of the enemies in the lower levels of the grave. Because we do need to start facing off against enemies that'll offer us better payouts, because we can't keep going against the weaker riffraff like these slimes here. And once we get 7,700 pieces of gold, it would be time to get the magic armor. Then after that, any further purchases would have to wait until we get to the town of Cantlin. Okay, so when you leave town, the doors lock again, so you have to reuse a magic key. Okay, let's head back in here. Are you also doing some painting right now as you're watching this, Void Brush? No, not at the moment. Oh, okay. And I got the drolls running scared. Cool. And the poltergeists are running scared now. So I'm getting too powerful for them. Okay, so now we're back on B2. So this time, let's take a look. Let's try each and every one of these stairways to see which one goes where. So it's going to be a while before we get to 5,500 experience points. So we're just going to take our time examining every nook and cranny of this grave. And you'll see how many enemies we can encounter as well. Now I know that having two frequent encounters can get annoying, but we need these points, we need the money. And of course, faster I can level up, the sooner this stream can end. Alright, so let's check down here. Jewel Magi. And I also I got 51 MP, so now I have a decent stock of MP now than ever before. Okay, we're getting some decent experience now. Okay, nothing in this dead end, so let's look around a bit for there's another dead end here. Okay, so this stairway led to nothing, so let's move on. Not a wolfy wolf, let's put him to sleepy sleep. You know what? Here's an interesting question. What was your favorite part of the highlight stream the other day, Voidbrush? My favorite part was the whole questioning of God due to the existence of the game itself. I actually had a good chuckle to myself when I rewatched the stream. Surviving that repetitive sound loop. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the infamous 10-second tune. Oh, it definitely did need no more music. The only music that game has is, aside from the main theme, there is also a boss theme for when you're fighting Viralis, surprisingly enough. The victory theme when you rescue Princess Anne, and there's also a tune for the password screen. So there's only 4 pieces of music. Oh yeah, it was driving... I had to lower the volume for obvious reasons on that stream, but I guess I can definitely see the humor in it. I don't know. I mean, but I'm still standing by the fact that the developers were out to lunch when they made that game. I mean, they didn't really have any desire to compose anything more than what was already there. I mean, and interestingly enough, the MSX version of the game has a different tune, which is just as long, but it was also, okay, no. The MSX tune is 15 seconds long, but it's still just as repetitive. Let's take a look in here. Fortune smiles upon thee, RPG Capper. Thou hast found the cursed belt. Okay. You don't want to wear the cursed belt because it's cursed. And if you were to put it on, you will be denied access into Tantego Castle because they would consider you a scourge. Or a pestilence to the castle. I mean, they hate curses, and those weren't cursed in Castle Tantego. So, what we could do with that belt is we could sell it off. I mean, just because an item is cursed doesn't mean it's not valuable. 1,233. So let's keep it. Wolf Lord. Okay, we're gonna put him to sleep. Spell will not work. Good. Okay, now I can take out the Wolf Lords with ease. 20 points of experience, 78 pieces of gold. Okay, so this is good. We're making some good strides here. So as long as we get some decent payouts from these enemies, it shouldn't be too long for us to level up to level 13. Okay, we're gonna take a look at this Wraith Knight and his stats. Okay, let's get back to the page. Wraith Knight. Luckily, by the time you meet the Wraith Knight, you know a few spells. Very dangerous opponent will still try to heal. It's found near Hawksness and will heal itself as well. 46 HP, 20 experience points, 120 pieces of gold. So it gives good XP and it gives good gold. But this guy's a motherfucker, and I'm gonna have to use an herb. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the hell out of here. Yeah, that was dangerous. That was very dangerous. I'm gonna do another quick heal. Yeah, we're not ready for the Wraith Knight just yet. We'll stick with these guys. And it wakes up. Alright. Draw Magi. Okay, 22 points of experience is not bad. But we need to get more of these guys encountered, and if we're just going to get to 5,500 XP, 5,500 XP for the next level. Okay, so this should be B3. And I think this is now bad. We're back to B2. Yeah, this is now B2. Right. I'm not in any major... Okay, and this also loops around as well. Okay, let's just first... But I also gotta keep an eye on my MP, because MP goes fast. Okay, 44.99. Okay. Another Wolf Lord. Okay, let's put him to sleep. So even with a full plate of armor, those Wraith Knights can dish us some serious damage. So it looks like I may have to get myself the magic armor before I can stand up to the Wraith Knights. So that's what we're gonna have to go over. We're gonna have to forget about facing off against the Wraith Knights until we get ourselves some magic armor. Okay, we're getting a little bit low on MP now. Yes, so I don't want to stay too long in this dungeon here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to test out the outside spell. So it does take only 6 MP to use, and now we're back outside Garen's grave. So now we don't have to race our way back to the first floor and get the hell out of the grave before the light goes out. 5 herbs. Okay, let's go restock on an herb. It's always important just to keep yourself fully stocked on those herbs. And he's blocking me again, that mother... Okay. I don't even know. Okay, let's go save. No, not save, but rather stay at the end. I forgot, this is not like Final Fantasy, where if you stay at the end, it's an automatic save. Okay, so we're now at 4550. So it looks to be... Let's just do some quick math here. So I'm guessing it's going to be like 950 points to go in terms of experience before we level up. Okay. Alright, back to this. I keep going down this way. I've got to remember that leads to a dead end. Okay, I can one-shot Poltergeist. That's cool. Thanks to my trusty broadsword. Oh, I slashed up the Warlock. Cool. Yeah, you know what? Quick victories? Quick victories, quick gains. When is Highlight 2? Well, if somebody wants me to try out the next Highlight game, April Fool's is coming up. So, I guess I could play the next Highlight game on April Fool's Day. Because I think April Fool's is also a pretty good time to try out Jank. Okay, so there's some more stairs over here. Let's take a look. I don't think I went down this way yet. No! Okay, no, I'm not playing F around and find out with these Wraith Knights. Okay, nothing over here. I mean, the mere fact that Highlight has 3 games out there is incredible. On the MSX, there's like 3 games, but like the next English game for Highlight was pretty much released on the Sega Genesis as Super Highlight. But interestingly enough, I mean, MSX computers have the first Highlight game with English dialogue, surprisingly enough, even though it's a Japanese-made game. Another dead end. The road forks. Does it just loop around? Yeah, it loops around over here, so let's move around this way. Okay. Another Wolf Lord. Put him to sleep. Yeah, and he should stay that way. Okay, I can 2-shot a Wolf Lord now, so that's cool. Alright. Oops. Okay, we're now down on B4. Okay, there's a big diamond room here. Alright, let's heal up because I'm below 20 HP. Oh, there's another stairway. Alright, so we gotta go up the center stairs here back to B3. Alright, going in here. Alright, here's a lone chest. Fortune smells upon the RPG Capper now has found the silver harp. We found it. We found a harp, so it's a key quest item. Let's play it. RPG Capper plays a sweet melody on the harp. But nothing happened. So this harp will cause an encounter. So let me try playing it over here, because I want to see what kind of an encounter I'm going to get. I guess maybe you have to play the harp outside, I don't know. Well, let me just go back up the stairs here. Go give it another play. I guess the harp does not work within the grave itself. Okay, but in any case, I do need to face off against a stronger enemy so I can get the better payouts. And because we do need to get ourselves up to level 13 before today's stream session is over. Alright, back down we go. Let's just keep looking around these parts. And another Wraith Knight, which I'm not going to encounter because I do not have the magic armor yet. And I do want to go up one more level before I start dealing with the Wraith Knights. No, I think I've already gotten that. Okay, so this just goes, so from the bottom goes right over the, it just loops around to the right. Okay. Probably gonna have to get some more French vanilla cappuccino after all this. Although I will admit that that drink definitely helped during my playthrough of Highlight. Taking an herb. Gonna cast heal as well. Get radiant back up. Okay, so now we have a little bit more visual to work around with. cannot two-shot the Spectre. Looks like it's gonna have to be a three-shotter. Alright, moving on. Alright. Okay, stopping his spell. So we are getting, yeah, we're getting lore on MP now, so we definitely need to hightail it out of here now. Okay, so we're gonna head outside. Did we use an herb? Yes, we did. We used one, so we'll now need to restock on another herb. So it's gonna be a bit, so we're gonna be back and forthing this until we get to the next level. But we did get the key item in the grave, the silver harp. So I do now need to bring it back to the old keeper in the east, who will then give me the Staff of Rain.
Let's go! Go! Huh?
Alright. And I need to go back into the grave, but this moron is still standing here. Okay. So, another thing I want to add is that I don't really just want to keep turn-based RPGs just... I don't want to just keep playing one turn-based RPG after another on my streams. So, after today's stream, on the next stream, I'm going to be playing Castlevania II Simon's Quest for the Nintendo. So I can pretty much complement my turn-based RPG sessions with some action RPG sessions, because I don't want everything just to be a turn-based RPG. Because honestly, then it just tends to get pretty tedious. Yeah, cool of the game. Yeah, Castlevania II Simon's Quest is definitely a great game within the Nintendo community. I mean, it's highly regarded, and it's generally just considered to be quite the prototype for what would be the Symphony of the Night, or the Metroidvania series, as people like to call it. But yeah, I'm already looking forward to playing that on my next stream. Now, I know that the game has 3 endings to it, so what I'm planning to do is that I'm going to be playing the game to cap on while achieving all 3 of the endings. Now, the first ending would probably take me roughly 3 hours. I mean, if I'm going to be striving for the bad ending, I'm looking at playing the game for 3 hours before I can accomplish that goal. While the good and the best endings will not take too long, because at that point I'll know where I have to go, what I need to do, and I can cut down the amount of time immensely in order to kill Dracula and win the game. Hello, are you having games in chronological order? I'm going through NES, then Sega, then SNES, etc. I'm going through NES, then Sega, then SNES, etc. I'm not going to be playing every single RPG in order on the Nintendo. I'm going to alternate between different systems at some point, but I just have a huge backlog of NES RPGs to go through before I'm going to switch up to different systems. I do have Final Fantasies II and Mystic Quest primed, for play on this stream, as well as the Fantasy Star series and the Shining Force series. Those games will be played on stream as well at some point. Also, no speaking English. Okay, it's great to see you again. So how have you been doing? I don't know if you've caught my other streams recently, but I was playing a Highlight during January this past Sunday, and all I could say is that it was quite an experience. I've been doing well. How about yourself? Yeah, I've been doing all right. I've been busy off my butt for the past few days because I've had to do some shopping for my roommates, getting some things cleaned up. I visited my dad for a couple days. Had to install an inkjet, a cartridge in his printer so he can have his bills printed out, and all that. And yeah. And I'm also been prepping for a board game convention this weekend. So the board game convention is Game-a-Toba. It's taking place here this weekend from the 24th to the 26th of January of 2025. I'm running Fireball Island Curse of Volcar on my shift at Game-a-Toba, so I do have the board game here. I do have to give it a few practice runs because I haven't played the game in a year, and I think I might be a little bit rusty with the rules. So I'm gonna have to do some practice with that game later tonight. Also, I might have to do some practice runs before I start my GMing duties at Game-a-Toba. So yeah, I've been busy. Plus, next week my rent's due. I gotta pay my rent. And I also have to pay off my phone bill as well. So there's a lot of bills that are gonna have to be covered. Okay, I don't need to be wandering around this floor forever. I can fight some of the enemies down on the lower floors. How much MP do I have? 44, so I'm good, still good to go. I'm gonna go to heal. I'm gonna put him to sleep. Okay, I guess these guys don't sleep. Well, never mind. We'll just have to... Oh, I forgot they can, but they don't sleep, but they do heal, so I gotta stop them. And I've been hit for, so I'm gonna use an herb. Okay, so I blocked his spell, so he should be easy pickings at this point. So, yeah, this is pretty much gonna be my schedule for the next week. I'm going to be very, very busy till the end of January. February, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm also going to have to be visiting the employment office within the next... I have to also visit the employment office within the next week to see if there's any job opportunities for me, and... I should put him to sleep, and see how it goes. And I still have to deal with this issue with the post office, because they're still sending letters to me when they should be addressed to my dad. And aside from that, I also have to put in my 3 streams a week. There's also a gathering with friends this Thursday I just have to be a part of. I mean, there's always something to do. So, we're almost at 5,500 points. So once we get to 5,500 points, we'll be at level 13, and then we're going to be calling session for today. So we don't need to use sleep, we'll just stop his spell. Any plans? You guys have any major plans within the next week or so? any major events. Why do I keep oh. Oh, I should have cast sleep. I should have cast sleep. Okay. Alright, there we go. You have a gaming convention at the end of the month. I think you... Did you let me know about that convention beforehand? Because now I think I might have asked you that question. I'm not... Now my memory's a little foggy on that. Huh. No. Oh, okay. Because all I know is I hear convention, and then all of a sudden, it just sounds like, did I ask this or did I not ask this? That's just the way it is. There's a lot on my mind right now, Voidbar. Sorry about that. So what's the convention about, if you don't mind me asking? Please don't kill me. Mix of miniature games, board games, and tabletop RPGs. Oh, cool. So it's a board game convention as well. Just like the one I'm going to be attending this coming weekend. Are you GMing any games? Why am I going there? I want to go here. Yours is in 2 weekends. Okay, that's cool. Alright, we're getting low on MP. Time to go outside. You're not GMing. Oh, okay, so you're just basically playing different games that are going to be available. So, my duties will be a mix of GMing as well as playing different games that are on schedule, hosted by different other, hosted by other different GMs. You signed up for a Star Wars RPG session. Oh, that's cool. Have you decided, like, what faction you'll be with? Are you going to be with the Empire, Rebels, or Bounty Hunters? Or... Or have you not decided yet? Okay, so you're smugglers. Cool. Okay, 5304. So, let me see. 196 more points to go before we get to the next level. How about you no speaking English? Any plans for yourself? Getting drunk. That's a good one. Now that's a good way to spend your time. I don't honestly drink that much myself. The only time I actually do have any booze is only when I'm actually visiting my dad, and he tends to have either vodka and wine ready. And if I actually go out with friends to drink, then I pretty much just get myself a nice bottle of Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea is delicious, man. Okay, so we're past the gold limit. Okay, so we passed the amount of gold that we needed in order to buy the full plate of armor, so now we're well on our way to getting ourselves some magic armor. Okay, now we're roughly at 4,000 gold, so we will be getting, well, we're gonna have to get the magic armor next session. Okay, we're on the verge of leveling. So let's bring it on home. And he put me to sleep. And he's casting Hurt on me. Yeah. We're gonna have to stop his little scheme. Enemies that cast sleep on you are to be approached with extreme caution. Because if I fail my wake rolls against enemies that cast sleep on me, I'm a sitting duck. And you do not want to be made into a sitting duck in a game like this. You can be offed very quickly. Alright, 97 more points to go before 5,500 and level 13. Let's do it. I'm just checking the clock. It's already 15:01. Time flies when you're having fun. But you know what? Doesn't matter. We're almost at 5,500. We're nearly done our session for today. Okay, so 39 more points to go. Wraith Knight, no way. No way, no how. Not until I get the magic armor. More points to go. Yeah. Okay. Wait, do I have the wings? Nope, I don't have the chicken wings anymore, so I'm gonna have to do the long trek back to the castle. There we go, level 13. Increases by 4, power, 8 for speed, 7 for hit points, 5 by magic points. Learn a new spell. Return. Oh, now this is convenient. So here's how the return spell works. Return, zoom. 8 points to use. Zoom whisks you back to Tantego Castle from anywhere in the overworld of Alefgard. So return is this game's spell equivalent of the wings. Alright, first, what's going on here? So we still have our herbs, so that's good. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is... we're gonna cast. And we're back at the castle. But first, let's rest up at the inn. Don't need any more herbs. Okay, so with that being said, we do need to restock on magic keys though, because I do need some more magic keys to access other locked areas of the kingdom on a later stream. Alright, we're fully stocked with magic keys. Now back to the castle throne room. Okay, so today we went up 3 levels. And I do want to stop this session because I'm getting really hungry. 1,999, so that means 2,000 points to get to level 14. Alright. Okay, so that's Dragon Warrior for this session. Okay, guys, well, thanks very much for being a part of today's stream.